wasn't a pretty game from our standpoint, but I thought Chowan had a lot to do with it. I mean, they're very fast, very quick, very athletic. Had some spots, especially inside, that force you to play a little bit differently. So I thought their speed and quickness. And we didn't start out very well defensively. The first half we were horrendous defensively. Gave up buckets after made baskets on our end, and I think they were 54% or 53% in the first half, and just weren't dialed in there like we were against Abbey State. But especially for a second half, we did a lot better job defensively. And Reddick had 15 the first half and didn't score the second half, so I held them to 27% the second half. But in the zone, we got good looks against the zone. We didn't. We had 16 turnovers in the game. They force about 24 the way they play a game. But I thought big keys in our win. Erin Straughn was terrific. I mean, he was on the offensive glass. He finally made some shots. He had some timely offensive rebound and putbacks and scores that were big for our team. Kemp was very active in this game. Especially on the glass, 12 rebounds, 9 points there. Morrow was again solid there in the game. But and Miguel Paul, he was shooting the ball really well at a high level. If we could get our two shooters going on the wings all together here, we'll be fine. But Paris and Shamar struggled, going 0 for 9 there from 3.
The close of the first half, I mean, it was nip and tuck throughout the first half. Then the last, I guess, 3 to 5 minutes, you started stretching it out a little bit. How important was that?
Well, it was huge. They were scoring at us in the first 10 minutes, just about every possession coming down the court. Now, they did bank a couple in and made a couple tough ones. One, they changed the angle on his arc. We were going to block it, drop right through, those kind of things. But just the layups and we didn't react real well to loose balls. We looked slow at times, and they're quick, they're fast. But I think it was key for us to have a lead going in at halftime. And the second half, we finally at about the 10-minute mark kind of got under control.
How do you use a game like this to try to propel you into the next games coming up here?
I mean, all games are different. I think that's we're going to go from this type of team to a very big, powerful team in Old Dominion. That's the way it is in basketball. All of a sudden you play a team that's really spread to a team that plays more power basketball, a team that may play more man to a team that plays zone. They're all different. So this was very different for us. Our big guys, we lose Sampson, only plays 8 minutes in the game to a thumb injury. So now we got our other freshman Colo who's out with an injury. So now all of a sudden our depth at post goes down. We got to play Kemp there at the 4 a little bit. He hasn't played a whole lot at the 4, but this game he could. Being able to make adjustments and have other people step up, and each game stands on its own. They're all different, and that's the way the games work. So we'll have to make a change now in our next game. Obviously going to Old Dominion, and they're big, one of the biggest teams we'll face to date, and they execute. They're tough, but not as quick and as athletic. You're not going to see their 5-man out there playing one-on-one with our guy. That's what you saw tonight. You just typically don't see that teams you play.
Do you expect Colo to be out for a while, and what's the status on Sampson?
Yeah, we will know more on Robert. Colo's will be out probably for a little while, but we don't know what Robert's status will be until tomorrow after he gets looked at.
What happened to Colo?
He's had foot problems.
And Roberts was during play, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is it a thumb, you said?
It was his thumb.
Started to open up more. I just kept playing. I didn't look at the clock one time. It was just a grind.
Yeah.
Take the game possession by possession. So.
Miguel, 43-37 at halftime. What was the discussion in the locker room?
We were pretty pleased when we was playing, except for we didn't have the intensity. We need to get more stops because they were shooting, I think, 57%. And that's uncharacteristic of us. And that's what Coach Lebo harped on. I think we're holding like 27%. So he just had us pick up intensity, but offense was getting pretty much anything we wanted. It was more defensive end. But like Erin said, we just picked them up and started being more aggressive.
Erin, you kind of held Reddick. Well, the team did overall. You only got a couple of 3 shot attempts in the second half after getting 15 in the first half. Didn't score much in the second half, if anything. What did you guys do to stop him in the second half?
Like I said, he's a good player, so he's going to get his shots up. So he's more of a driver than a shooter. Just when he shoot, make sure I contest every shot, just alter every shot, and I think I did a pretty good job of that, along with my teammates, whoever else was guarding him during the second half.
The offense seemed to flow better after halftime as well. Is that attributed to the defense, what you guys did on the defensive end, leading to some of those easy buckets?
Yeah, it's always like, we always get it going on the defensive end, so therefore it translates on the offensive end, hit Mo, get him going, and then he hit us on the outside, and we got to continue to knock down shots like we did tonight.